Hi everyone, it's Plastic EP, and believe it or not, I'm being interviewed, an exclusive interview coming from the UK. So I'm not the interviewer, I'm the interviewee, and I'm being interviewed by the fantastic Sabine Brignell coming in from the UK.
Good
How are you,
morning.
Sabine?
Oh, good evening to you. I'm feeling groovy, but can I just ask you something? Are you feeling groovy?
I'm feeling really groovy, so groovy. I'm feeling so groovy. So here we go. It's really groovy.
Well, it's fantastic to have you on.
Hey bananas, we watch a movie. Watch a movie, yeah. Driving June buggies everywhere, just going crazy without a care. Hey bananas, we think you're groovy. Hey bananas, we think you're groovy. We love to watch you cause you're our favorite show. Hey bananas, we think you're groovy. Hey bananas, we think you're groovy.
There you go, Sabine. We think you're groovy.
Fantastic. We're all groovy. So this is a real exclusive. So pleased to have you on. Oh well, this is my first UK exclusive, and you're on. You're from Melbourne, and what can I say? You're an internet sensation. You're fantastic, Plastic. You have interviewed 20 short of 400 people. This is the most. This must be a record. Um, I'm just absolutely gobsmacked with you because um, you have done all these interviews with all kinds of people. They're coming to you from all kinds of areas because how I got to know you is because I had two friends promote their books on your show, Beatles historians, Beatles guys, and I commented and I wanted to know more about you, and you wanted to know more about me because I commented about my memories, my anecdotes, and my media days, and so on and so forth. So that's how I got to know about you. But what really intrigued me is your name. Now, tell everybody about your name and how it came about because Plastic EP. What is Plastic EP? I was very curious. So
Okay, Plastic EP. In the 60s in America and in the UK and the US, they had a single. Well, you know, a single is a 45 that has one song on one side and one song on the other. That's a single. Now, the next thing in the 60s, especially here in America and Britain and the US, you had two songs on one side, two songs on the other, and a picture cover on the front, and they were known as EPs, extended plays, right? Now, the extended plays, as I said, were very huge in the 60s. Your favourite bands were on extended plays. The Beatles, the Yardbirds, everybody was on extended plays. So as a moniker to the extended play records, I started a band in 1981 called Plastic EP and the Records. And we went for 1 year. And then I thought, look, you can't have Plastic EP and the Records. It's like Cliff Richard and the Shadows, right? It's a long name. We'll change the name to the EPs by itself, the extended plays, just the EPs. But I'll still be the lead singer, known as Plastic EP. So it's an EP, and instead of being made of vinyl, it's made out of plastic. And that's where you get the Plastic EP. Ta-da! So I've been going since 1981, actually 78. And it was like in March 2020, when the pandemic hit, I came from outer space, and here I am 380 interviews later.
it's absolute. That's amazing. So you have a music past. You've been a musician. You've been in a band. I mean, it was all punk style. It was of its time, and you were there. You were doing it.
Yeah, well, I've written 2,300 original songs, and I've devoted my life to songwriting all my life. I've had this natural ability, and my first single was called At Home, and on the other side it was Three Special Words. It was made as a vinyl record in 1981, and it's written. Plastic EP and the records, very rare now. There's only about 250 copies of that, and they sell for up to $500 Australian each copy. And if people want to know about my history of Plastic EP and the records, there's an Australian blog on records, and it's called Wallaby Beats. And all you have to do is look up Plastic EP and the records, and tells the history, and also it says when we became the EPs.
1, 2, 3, 4. At home, all alone, no one to turn to, no one to turn to. At home, please stay with me. Hello, no one here with me. No one to turn to, no one to turn to, no one to turn to now. And I say, hey now, ooh now, what you gonna do now? Hey now, ooh now, you're feeling blue now. Hey now, ooh now, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Without me, without me, without me, yeah. At home, won't you by my side? Hello, don't run and hide. Come on and love me, come on and love me. And I'm all by myself in me, oh, oh. And I'm all by myself in me, oh, oh. Won't you here with me? Hello, won't you stay with me? No one to love me, no one to love me, no one to love me now. And I say, hey, nah, ooh, nah, what you gonna do? Nah, hey, now, ooh, now, you're feeling blue now. Hey, now, ooh, now, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You need me, you need me, you need me, yeah. At home, all alone, no one to turn to, no one to turn to, no one to turn to now.
So what happened to the band?
What happens is we formed, we did a single, right? And the first single was called At Home, Flip Side, Three Special Words. Then we went into a studio and we recorded a song called Well You Want to Make a Record. That was the A side. And the B side was I'm Not Coming Back. The funny thing is we went away from the studio with cassette recordings on cassette of that song and the other song. When we went back to finish off the songs, the master tape had disappeared. So here we are wanting to release a song called Well You Want to Make a Record. And we've made the record, but we can't make the record. So we made the song, but we can't make it into a vinyl record. So we left that, and then we became the EPs and released our next record, which was record number 3, but became number 2, which was Forget All I Said and Secret Love. So the second single of the punk, Well You Want to Make a Record, I'm Not Coming Back, wasn't released until I think 4 years ago. So for like something, how many years? From 1981, and I think it was released in 2018, right? It was the missing single that got printed and put out all over the world, and it was like a limited edition record and sold very good in the UK and France, everywhere, under Xerox Records. You can look it up. Xerox Records, Plastic EP, and they've got our recordings, which in total was, I think, 6 songs.
wish you could. Well, add a little guitar and make it cry. Cry, cry, cry. Cry, cry, cry. Make that rhythm fly. Guitar. When you wanna make a record, let it play rock and roll. You wanna make it sound better, like you wish you could. Well, add a bit of bass, not so much now. Make it sound in its place. Try, try, try. Try, try, try. Well, that'll get by. Bass. Now you wanna get a beat, so add the drums. Not too loud now, as much as it's allowed now. I want you to try, try, try. Try, try, try. Good, that'll get by. Drums. When you wanna make a record, when you wanna make a record, when you wanna make a record.
I'll have to find that plastic.
You have to. It's on the net. If you go to YouTube, you can hear them for free. Just look up Plastic EP in the records. At home, someone's put up the EP because they made the two singles into like an EP. And you've got the missing single, Will You Want to Make a Record? Look that up. Will You Want to Make a Record by Plastic EP in the records.
Fantastic. So that leads me to ask you about collecting. I mean, I'm a collector. I'm a vinyl collector, and I'm a memorabilia collector. So you must be the #1 Monkees fan in Australia. You absolutely.
Well, I'm going to say something because it's very hard to say I'm #1 because you can appreciate I'm a first generation fan. And doesn't matter what fan you are, but I can tell you the love I have for the Monkees, and I've got to tell you why. Okay, in 1964, the Beatles came to Melbourne, and they toured Australia. I'm only 6 years old, so you got to understand I didn't know what was going on. It's only when I'm 9 years old, between the ages of 8 and 9, that the Monkees were shown on television here, and I could understand the music. So in 1967, I've just had my birthday. I've turned 9, and the Monkees are in black and white on the television. And here's a poster just to tell you how much of the love I have of the Monkees. There's a poster I bought when I was 8, 9 years old. 1967, I bought 2 of them. One of them got destroyed because I cut around it. I cut around the silhouette of the band and used to take it to my elementary school. But that one I kept, and it took me 52 years to get it signed by all 4 Monkees. So that should tell you enough, shouldn't it?
So that's your most prized possession.
Yeah, well, someone said if there's a fire at my house, will you be helping your wife get out of the house or will you be grabbing the poster? And I said, that's a very hard decision. I hope my wife gets out of the house.
So, Plastic, have you ever met any of the Monkees?
I have. I've met Mickey Dolenz, Peter Tork, and David Jones. I haven't met Mike Nesmith.
No, I don't think many people have.
A 3 out of 4 is not bad.
It's excellent. I mean, that poster is just, it's wicked.
I know you're a big Monkees a
I
big
am.
Monkeys fan too.
Yeah, having met Davey and Mickey and Peter. Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the 70s when the TV shows were on. I was in my teens and didn't get to see them play live. I mean, I was too young to go to gigs and my mum wouldn't let me. But yeah, big fan of the Monkees and the Beatles, of course. But
Of
yeah,
course.
the Monkees, they were actors, you know, and they were such a sensation. They really were. And you know, they turned out all these fantastic albums, and they had such a great following. And yeah, so I've seen the Monkees a few times, and as I say, I've met Davey and met Mickey, and I've told the stories on your show the other week, how I got to know Davey. So also you have you know, her love of the Beatles.
Of
So
course,
what
I've
are
got the
your
rarest Beatle comic in the world. It's Dell #1 in 1964. It's their life stories. It's a cartoon comic, and it's the export edition. It's not the one that came out in the US for 35 cents. It's the one that's 2 shillings and 7 pence.
oh, gosh? So are you looking for things all the time? Are you're a serious collector? Are you looking all the time for memorabilia and just rarities, or is that your passion?
Well, he's on the side, but you got to appreciate I was lucky that I started collecting in the 60s because now it's sort of like exploded. And I basically have got a house full of stuff that I clutter and my wife declutters. So, you know, I find half my stuff out in the street. So I've got to be careful what I collect now. But I've actually got enough now, you know. It's come like that.
I think that the worst thing is the storage factor, because I have the same problem, and always getting told off. You know, my husband's always saying, "Put it all in a black bin bag and throw it out." And so this is my entertainment. This is my thing. Leave me alone. It's my
Yeah, but
thing.
I
You know.
totally understand because I did a Beatles show and one of the guys was from the UK and it was called Super Beatle Collectors. And one guy amassed a collection that was valued between $2 and $3 million of Beatles stuff. How amazing is that?
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful because there is so much. You know, and it's not just being lucky enough to see the guys in concert. You know, live music's a wonderful thing, and to meet them. But you know, the music element, it just brings so much joy. I couldn't live without music in my life. It's my lifeblood. I couldn't live without. It's like breathing. I just could not live out without music.
But I totally understand. I'm the same. I thrive for music. The thing is,
Yeah,
as
and
I said, I've been writing songs for so long that was my first passion. And then I just got into the interviewing at that right time. And I just went boof. The music came secondary to the interviews. But the great thing is, when you've written 2,300 original songs, you're not short of a song. So if I never write a song in my life again, it won't matter. I've got 3 albums out now for 2021. I've already got 3 albums on iTunes and Spotify. You can go to Spotify and listen to them for free. The latest one is called The Bubblegum Factory. There's another one, Do You Believe in Love? And there's another one called Candy Shop. So there's 3 albums, and we're only, January, February, and I've got 3 albums, full albums out there in the world. I mean, is that amazing? And my wife, she's the greatest because she's been with me. Basically, I needed someone to come into the band right when we started the EPs. She came in, she took drum lessons, but she can sing. But I don't give her a big head, but she's an equal to me. And what the joke was, I didn't tell anybody in the world that I was married to Vicky at that point for 25 years. And I kept the secret, and I can't keep secrets, that my wife is in the band. But the thing is, when we were writing songs, my wife would be making a cup of tea, and no one knew she was my wife, and I'd be yelling downstairs, "Can Mrs. Plastic EP come upstairs and sing on a song?" And when I put her to sing a song, I like spontaneity. I don't even give her a chance to practice it. I'm not joking. I say, "This is the song, bang, bang, bang." She goes, "Can I hear it?" And I said, "Okay, I'll let you hear it." And then I'll tell her what to do, or she'll just do it. You know, it's like, how can I tell you? It's like 2 people that are in sync. She's on that "Hey Bananas, we think you're groovy." She's in the film clip and she sings on the song. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah, I love that. Let's just talk about that, because the Banana Splits and how that song, inspired you and to make this, put a twist on it and do your own thing and going to LA and filming this. It's
well,
fun.
I'll tell you what happened. This is true, all right, because I write songs everywhere. So I'm in my house and I'm having a bath. I'm lying in the bath. And as I'm lying back, I get this line, "Hey, bananas." And it goes, "Hey, bananas, we think you're groovy," right? I'm serious. It just came in my head. And I go, "Hey, bananas, we think you're groovy." I go, yeah, that's good, right? I've written another one when I was having a shower, right? But this one came to me when I was having a bath. So here's a lesson for songwriters. You can write a song anywhere. Like I wrote this in the bath. And the second thing is you can stay clean in the meantime. How's that? 2 things you can do.
So, I mean, these tunes just pop into your head all the time. You find
all the time. My head has been a memory bank since I was a little kid. I had a musical ear. When I was in elementary school, my music teacher pulled my parents aside and said, "I want to say something about your son." And they said, "What?" They said, "He's got a musical ear." And that was from an early age. And then what happens is I'm about 8 years old and I've released the song "Forget All I Said." Go on the internet, look up the song "Forget All I Said" by the EPs. And the song goes like this. This is how it came to me when I was 8 years old. And the way I sing it is the way I recorded it. So I'm walking down the street, going towards Campbell Junction, and I remember where it was. It was on Campbell Road and Burke Road. That's the intersection. I came to a corner. And this song just pops into my head. And it goes like this. "I thought you were meant for me. My eyes were misled. You had someone else I didn't know. Please forget all I said. Forget all I said to you. Forget all I said. Forget all I said with you. Please forget all I said." So that just came boom into my head at 8 years old. And then I'm 24 years old and I recorded it the way it came into my head when I was 8.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I thought you were meant for me. My eyes were misled. You had someone else I didn't know. Please forget all I said. Forget all I said with you. Forget all I said. Forget all I said to you. Please forget all I said. Please forget all I said. I thought you were meant for me. I thought you'd be mine. You had someone else I didn't know. Someone else all the time. Forget all I said with you. Forget all I said. Forget all I said to you. Please forget all I said. Please forget all I said. Said I love you. Oh, I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I thought you were meant for me. My eyes were misled. You had someone else I didn't know. Please forget all I said. Forget all I said with you. Forget all I said. Forget all I said to you. Please forget all I said. Please forget all I said. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, it's poetry. I mean, I get lines in my head sometimes. I get things. It's like, when I was working in the newspapers, sometimes I had to come up with captions and headlines because journalists couldn't think of anything. They just had a block. And I said, look, well, can I offer something? Because I've just got something here. It just came to me. I just get these, like, it's just like bulb moments too. And they're just like things, they just happen.
Yeah, but also I've got to say, to a lot of people that write songs, you've got to understand, I want to explain songwriting if I can, from my experience, okay?
Yeah.
Songwriting is like driving a car and taking different roads, okay? When you've written so many songs like I have, you know this road, you know that road, you know every road, like you know everything, like on the road, which track to take, how the song forms. But what I do is now, I'm very competitive with myself. So I tend to write 4 songs in one go and record 4 songs in one go. So now I've got like a team. I've got this team mentality in my head. I got song A, I got song B, I got song C, and I got song D. And I know in my head, song C is weak. I know song C is weak. I'm thinking in my head, that's a good song, but it's weaker. A, B, and D are actually up there. But C's a little, not as strong. So what I'll do is I'll focus on C, and C sometimes tends to be better than A, B, and D. I mean, I do it that way. And the other thing I do is I used to get complete songs. I'd get a complete song. And I'll tell you something that I can do that a lot of people can't do. I can put a drum beat down, no music, no nothing, and sing the melody of the song from the start to the end, and then put music in there. It works. And the guy I used to write songs with, Wally, he's passed away now. He said, I can't believe that you used to do that, to sing a complete song to a drum beat, and you had a pitch because you don't know what the pitch is going to be or the music, but you did it. Most of the times it worked. Sometimes it didn't. But this is what it is. But now what I tend to do is, if I get an idea for a song, I don't want the whole song. I get my phone, I sing 3 lines into it, don't do anything. Go and record it, write down the 3 lines, write down some ideas, and just go bang, spontaneous into the song. That's what I like doing. I'd rather have a song 98% spontaneity and 2% polished than have a 100% polished song. Doesn't work for me because I find the first time you do it is the best take.
So do you have a studio in your house? Do you have a music room? Yeah. And does Vicky, she willingly will take part in your songs and do the drumming?
She's taking part, as I said, she's on the best songs. I'll tell you something. The songs that I've written, every love song I've written is a dedication to Vicky, who's my wife of 35 years. I'll give you an example. There's a song called No More You, right? You listen to it. It's unbelievable. There's another song called That's You, right? Which is a great song. And it's like a pop disco type of song. And it goes, that's you, do, 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 do. That's you, ooh. There's only one type of woman I want to love, with only one type of woman I love. She's that kind of woman I'm always dreaming. She's the one I love, 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 because that's you, that's you. And I got Vicky, the name Vicky, at the start of the song. So, I mean, that's groovy right there.
That's very groovy. Lucky woman. And so you're fitting all this in, and you're an internet sensation. You're during lockdown. You've done so many interviews with people. Now, look, tell us how this all started, Plastic, because what gave you the idea to interview people during the lockdown? Was it out of boredom? Was it just something, you wanted to do always? Or did you have some chat show host that inspired you maybe that way? But because, you couldn't do that, you do it on online. So
no, I wanted to do it, but what happens is I didn't have the technology to do it. And then the technology came right at that point of the pandemic, and I said, I want to interview people. I want to entertain people in this time where people need to be happy. So when it was the worst time, I appeared from nowhere on the net. And this is why a lot of people have respect for me. And one of the biggest Beatle people that I know, you know what he said to me? I can't believe that you have basically brought Beatle people together, because I'd interview one that knew another, one learned something from the other. And that's what it was. It was like I'm the conduit to bring people together where before they weren't together, and the net allowed me to do that. I mean, you know, I'll be 100 years old and I'll look at my interviews and I won't have time to see who I interviewed. It's getting to that point. I actually live on the net now. I don't live like a normal life. It's crazy.
So,
I live on the net. You know, if I got a big interview and I have to get up 2 a.m. in the morning, I get up. If I have to get up 4 a.m., I get up. And I got so many interviews coming up. And as I said, this week, I got to say, they're fantastic, right? I interviewed Right Said Fred, and they got a new song called Your Inner Light is Love. Fantastic. Then the next night, that was last night, I interviewed Susie Quattro. She's got the new song, The Devil in Me, and the album's coming out on the 26th of March. And I got to say, these are fantastic people. So you can see I'm on the net, but I love what I do. And entertaining people is what it's about, because it's what people have got to understand. If you get to 380 interviews, and I've got 1 month to go to make 400, and that's my aim now, to get to the 400 mark, and then from there I'll probably go to 500, but I won't put any pressure on myself, right? Because it's taken a lot out of me. It has.
Yeah.
I've devoted a lot this time. So what I want to tell people is, if you think it's easy to interview, try it, because I'll tell you the hardest part. You've got to know what you're talking about. And if you don't know what you're talking about, you don't want to come on and look stupid. It's like you either know or you don't. I'm very lucky that at a very young age, when I went to school, I was more concerned with what's happening in the UK music, what's happening in the US music. I wasn't that concerned too much with Australia. It was like I had to absorb everything. I was absorbing music. That was my priority, not school. And I couldn't understand why I have this knowledge that has been building up in my head. For what use? And then, boom, I found it. Yeah, interviews, bang. I mean, I can talk. Like yourself, I know you love talking. Some people love talking. I can interview. It doesn't matter.
The thing is, Plastic, well, because I've worked in the media, and I've had my moments. I've done some rock star interviews and other people too. And you're only as good as your research. You have to do your research. You've got to do your background, otherwise, it won't come off. And everyone looks silly, and it's disrespectful. You have to do that. Now, you're obviously a people's person. You're a people magnet. You love talking. You love entertaining. You want to bring joy to people, and I think that's wonderful. And in these challenging, crazy times that we've been having, it's really, you've brought so much joy, and carry on. You've got a target. You're going to surpass that. I'm sure you are. The way you're carrying on with these interviews, and you're getting some big exclusives. How you get hold of people? Well, it's
all a chasing game. And also got to say, I've got 3 shows as well. I'm producing 3 shows. I've got a great show coming out from the US with Chachi LaPret called Plastic EP and Chachi Live. And he does Breakfast with the Beatles coming out of Boston. That's one show. Then I got another 2 shows. I got The Buzz with Robin B, and we interview celebrities as well. And then I do all Monkey shows. I do all Beatles shows. So not only am I doing interviews, but I'm actually producing shows. I'll give you an example. Tomorrow in the US, right, at 8 p.m. ET time, which is New York time, not English tea time, ET time, Eastern time, right? I'm doing the five greatest shows of the Monkeys. So in other words, pick 5 shows of the Monkeys, and the panel is going to talk about their 5 favorite shows, and that's on tomorrow. So I always got something happening. So last week we did the books of the Monkeys. No show has ever been done on every book that's been written about the Monkeys, and we had 2 authors come and talk about their 2 books. Plus, there's a great guy called Peter Mills, right? He's in the UK. I've interviewed him, and he wrote a book called Headquarters, the 60s and whatever. He's got this great book. He's an authority on the movie Head. He's fantastic, and he's from the UK.
Fantastic. I actually, I think I told you the other day that I ordered a silver vinyl of the Head movie soundtrack album. So I have that, and I just need to get the movie, but I don't know if I'll be able to get that.
DVD, just get it on the net. It's on the net.
Yeah, I'm going to do what you do. So here's the thing. So when you started interviewing, who can you remember who your very first interviewee was?
I can't really remember. It's very hard now for me. I mean, like, you can understand, I don't know what happened last week. And the way it's going, I can't remember what happened yesterday. But I also got to have to say something to you, and I'm being honest. Sabine, you know, my research, and I'm not lying to you if you believe me, I can do 10 interviews a day if I wanted to. No problem. And the research I do can take me 15 minutes. I'm not joking. It's just like I'm on fire. You know, if I really want to do a lot of research, I do it, but it's not necessary. I just sort of like, my mind just goes, boof, 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 information, and then I steer basically how the interview goes. I'm so technical now, what's going on, that to me, it's like, I've got to be honest with you. When you've done 380 interviews, from here on out, it's like I'm on the super freeway. There's nothing in front of me. That's how I feel. It's like, you got to understand, I've got to show you something, right? This is very important. This is the original plastic EP. He went from a black suit, and that's the original outfit in the band, right? Now, the jacket I have and that skivvy I have, and you can see the glasses, they're the original glasses that I have now. And that is my trademark. And what makes me unique is, I've got to say, there can be 10 million shows on the net. Good luck to them. There's only one plastic EP. Yeah. There's only one Hey Bananas We Think You're Groovy as a theme song. And there's only one person, that's me. And that's what makes me unique. And that's the truth. I got people now that chase me that want to come on the show because they've seen it like yourself. They want to come on. They want to be part of it. And that's what it's about. I'm here to entertain the world. But not only that, I love meeting interesting people and getting their stories. Like, I'll give you an example. The Swinging Blue Jeans in London, in Liverpool. The lead singer, his name's Ray, I believe, right? Yeah. I think he's 8 years old. That was one of my favorite interviews because I got to talk to him. I love the Swinging Blue Jeans, like I love the Beatles. And to get him on video is something that's going to last forever. And that's what it is. I'm a video, how can I say? I basically historically record things on video for the future. That's what I actually do. Archivist, that's what I am.
Yeah. So have you got is there anybody that, and if you can interview anybody in the world, but I mean, is there anybody that, you know, because some people are very hard to get hold of.
But I can give you a list of people that I want to interview, but at the moment I can't interview them, and I don't know why. And I'd like to say who I really want to interview, but I can't at the moment. It's just not happening. Wayne Casey from KC and the Sunshine Band. If you're watching this in Florida, I love you. I've tried to contact you. I've done everything I can. I can't contact you. Yeah. Deborah Harry from Blondie, I'm trying to contact you. I can't contact you, right? Tom Jones. What do you want me to say, Tom? I want to interview you.
Just put it out there, Plastic, because you never know, you know, because this happens sometimes. It happens to me.
People, but you know what's going to happen eventually? I'll interview whoever I interview, and as I said, I've accepted the fact that sometimes the people that you really want to interview, that you love, that you feel like these people are so great, may never happen. That's life. I can't help it. But let me tell you this also. Another thing that I've learned in this business is, as I said, 380 interviews now. I can tell you, I got a list of 100 people in reserve. That one day they'll give me the interview. They've told me, they'll do an interview. but it hasn't happened.
Well, I tell you what, Plastic, you've made such an impact, and you really are. The UK needs to know more about you. This is the whole reason why I wanted this to happen today, and because as you say, everything is happening online. Everyone seems to. It's the year of the Zoom. Everybody's doing it. Everybody wants a bit of it. But what you're doing is unique. You're a one-off, Plastic. This is your thing, and please just carry on because it's fantastic.
I appreciate. I've been born to do this. I actually believe that I was born to do this. It's like I didn't know what I was going to do apart from the music, but I just found it. It was like that little needle in the haystack, and that one chance, and it just happened to me. It happened later in life. I wish it would have happened when I was 21, 23, but it didn't. It happened in March last year. And, I'm so grateful to the people out there that watch the show, that love the show, that I can give enjoyment. And the great thing is I don't do this for material things or get paid or anything. I do it for the love of the music, for the love of the world, for the love of the people. And the biggest enjoyment I get is when people text me an email and say, thank you so much. I enjoyed your show thoroughly. Or thank you. You're helping me get through the pandemic. I get those too. And I just feel so happy and content that I can spread some happiness out there. And I tell people now, turn the TV off and don't worry about doom and gloom and just carry on with your life. Play a record, listen to the Beatles, listen to the Monkeys, do whatever you want. Play some music from the 50s or 60s. Watch a movie. Switch off. And try and just get through this and try and make yourself happy because it's trying to be happy that people have to deal with now.
Yeah, this is true because, there is a lot going on online. I've watched several online gigs last year in between lockdowns, and the artists are struggling. Everybody's struggling, and the music industry and the entertainment industry, they're all struggling. They're not earning anything. They're not getting out there being entertainers, singers, being in the bands, touring. It's so sad. The whole thing is very tragic. We'll get back there again, but it's going to still take some time. But in the meantime, so we've got the power of the internet. So we've got, social media. It all links in, it all connects, it pulls people together. And this is another thing. Music pulls people together, it brings joy. And people like you, Plastic, you are doing this. You're bringing joy. And, you have these regulars who come on your shows. And, it's great. You chip in with your comments, your memories. Is a banter thing going on. It's great, and this is what we need, as you say, to lift our spirits, because it's hard. It's very hard these days. Some people are really down, but through music, through entertainment, through, people that have this idea like you, Plastic, you have to have that idea. If you don't have that idea, nothing's going to happen.
Exactly. But I also want to say a good friend of mine is Ivor Davis. Now, Ivor Davis, his claim to fame, let me tell you, because people don't probably know, but he was the UK correspondent in America when the Beatles toured the first time in 1964. So he was working for one of the big newspapers in the UK and reporting from the US, and he got the job of traveling 5 weeks with the Beatles in America. The only UK correspondent.
Yeah, I know.
He had a 3 million subscription on that paper daily. So everyone wanted to know what was happening to the Beatles in the States. And he was ghostwriting for George Harrison. And George Harrison got sick of his ghostwriting that he went up to Ivor and he said, stop writing this crap. He goes, I'll give you the stories, okay? All right, I'll help you out. So that's what happened there. But his other claim to fame is he was in the room when Elvis met the Beatles. Now, you don't know how great that is because I've read about this, but no one actually has come out and spoken about what happened. So I did a 32-minute interview about that, Elvis meeting the Beatles. And guess what?
Wow.
4 months later, commercial TV here in Australia do a segment on him for 3 minutes about Elvis meeting the Beatles. So what I'm trying to say is I've got my finger on the pulse of what's happening on the net. I'm on it 24/7. I know things that no one knows, and I know talent when I see it on the net, and I bring it before anyone else. And this is my perfect example. Commercial TV stations can't compete with the net because the net is now and the net is the future, and the net is growing every day for this type of thing. Because when you realize that you can watch my show and I interview someone, gives you 32 minutes about the time that Elvis meets the Beatles, or you can watch commercial TV for 3 minutes, well, what's your choice? So this is why commercial TV will, believe me, it's not the now. With the net, it's instant. Bang. You and me are on. It's instant. Bang. That's what they can't beat. They can't beat that. I do my own productions. I do my own shows. People don't understand that I'll do a show and I might have to edit it myself for 3 hours. They don't know that I do all this work behind just doing the show. There's more to it than just I come on and, hey, it's okay. No, I spend half my life now doing editing. It's not a joke that no one knows.
Plus, I don't think you have time to sleep with all the stuff that you're doing.
I'll be honest with you, and this is true, and I'm not laughing, Sabine.
Sorry.
When I was doing interviews all the time, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., this and that, this is true, I nearly got killed in a car accident. I'm not lying. I went for a drive and I fell asleep at the wheel. And I fell asleep at the wheel because I didn't have enough sleep. So I count my blessings now, and I appreciate life more than you think, because I'm not lying. It's a wake-up call. So every day, be very careful, because life is fragile and we care about life, and look after yourself, sleep well, make sure you eat well, and make sure you exercise well, and make sure, that you care about yourself. It's so important nowadays. But I'm being honest, I've had a wake-up call in my life. So to me, it's like, every day I wake up, I'm just so happy to come on the net, and basically I live on the net. It's the truth now. It's just become like that.
Yeah, well, you're obviously a very, very happy guy. You must be so chuffed with all this that's been happening for you. And the thing is you learn how to structure your days, how to time manage. This is what I've had to learn. Because you can't, 24 hours a day even isn't enough, just like have to pack everything in that you want to do. I mean, I make lists. I make priority lists, sometimes it drives me nuts. But sometimes I just have to write things. It's all in my head. It's always all in my head. I can't stop thinking. I'm one of these overthinkers. I think all the time. I think before I go to sleep. I run through things. All kinds of things come into mind. I mean, just everything. Just everything. My mind never stops working. But the thing is, you have to learn how to juggle. I still have to do my chores. I still have to sort of feed the gecko and my cat, but there's so much stuff I want to do for myself every day, and I have to time manage. This is the whole thing. So you must be a number one time manager. You must know.
No, I'll tell you what happens now is I had to learn all the times in the US. That was the hardest thing. I had to know LA time. I had to know New York time. I had to know this time. I had to know that time. I've done interviews in Russia. I did a Beatle band that was in Russia. I did. I'll do an interview anywhere in the world. If it's something that people want to know, I'll do an interview anywhere in the world. I don't care if it's Iceland. Plastic EP will go anywhere in the world to do an interview if it's worth it. If I think it's entertainment for the people, I'll do it. You got no idea.
I think that's great. I mean, there's no restrictions there. Just go out and then just interview the world, Plastic.
Well, as I said, after 380 interviews, it's like I'm on the super freeway now. You know what I mean? It's like I don't look back. I look forward. That's right. And there's nothing, the great thing about it now, when you drive, when you start off with, I'll give you an example. You're driving through London, for example, with your brain, right? Like, I'm going to do interviews, March 2020. Okay? I got the steering wheel. I'm going, let's say, for example, through London. I've got to be very careful. I pass this bus. I pass this car. Interviews 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 380. I'm on the super freeway now. There's nothing in front of me. I'm dead set. I am in the future now. It's like I've left everything. That is the truth. And a lot of people don't understand that I already know what's going ahead. I'm not behind. I was in front. You know, like I can't explain it to you. But I feel like, you know, these games like Tron and all these movies where it's like these electronic games that you're inside. I feel I've played a game and I've come out a winner, and it's like I'm the winner. Now I'm going like, where am I going now? Going like 1,000 miles an hour. That's the feeling that I get.
So when things get back to kind of normalish one day,
Look, I'm hoping that happens, but because of what's happening in the world, and I don't want to be political, I'm not happy. I'm not sort of like too happy that things aren't returning to normal faster. So I can't say anything more than that. Even here in Melbourne, we had a 5-day lockdown. Okay.
What I meant was that, you know, will you carry on doing your online interviews? Would you like to have a chat show one day, do you think?
Yeah, that may come, but also I've got these other ideas for what is the next step. But I can't really say too much because, as you know, I'm grounded here and sort of I'm doing the best I can do under these circumstances. I got to tell you, I wake up every day and I just want to entertain people. That's all that's on my mind. That's all I want to do. And as I said, every interview I'm doing now, every second interview, believe it or not, is coming from the UK.
Yeah. Yep. You're going to be Mr. Popular.
Well, popular is what people want. I'm here. If you got time to watch my shows, go to Plastic EP Live TV. Go to Plastic EP, right? And also I got Daniel Sam. That's my personal page. And I'll tell you something I have started that you're going to like this. I want to bring back disco in 2021. So what I've done is I've made a special Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's called Plastic EP's Non-Stop Disco Party. You go there, you join, and you become a member of the group, and you post all your favorite disco hits from YouTube, and it's picking up speed every day. Plastic EP's Non-Stop Disco Party, because get out of this thinking and get on there and just start listening to your favorite disco songs, because my aim is to bring disco back in 2021. That's a side thing that I'm doing, and it's picking up speed. I can't believe how many people are joining and putting on their favorite clips. And I guarantee you, Sabine, as soon as you play one of those tracks, you forget everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking of loads now because, you know, having been a teenager in the 70s and going to all those school discos where it was all glam rock then. And glam rock has made a real comeback. I mean, I can tell you a few, and there's somebody I have in mind that you really need to have on your show. And he's brought this most fantastic album. And John Russell is his name. I'll give you all the details later, but he has got the most fantastic glam rock album, and is doing very, very well with the singles. And it's making a real comeback. I mean, disco, I mean, glam rock, you know, the 70s for me, they were just the music, the clothes, just everything about it. You know,
exactly. You don't know how big glam rock he was in Australia. The Sweets, Gary Glitter, all this. It was like
fantastic
here in Australia. It was huge, and disco was huge too. See, the Bee Gees came from Australia, even though they were born in Manchester. I mean, they are disco. When that movie came out, Saturday Night Fever, and everybody went and bought the soundtrack, Saturday Night Fever, the soundtrack, that was disco. That's like the peak. And I'll tell you something, some of my favourite songs, Rubber Band Man by the Spinners, I love it.
Oh.
That one, Hernandez, who does, What's that song he does? My mother's 78 years old. That's her favourite song. By Patrick Hernandez. I'm just thinking of the title now. It sort of stunned me for a second. But people look it up. They can't miss it, right? That's another huge one. And Don't Leave Me This Way. That's another one. But the one, what's the name?
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. I love that too. And the thing is that a lot of these glam rock records, you know, they've been covered by the other artists because they're so
I was going to say the song was called Born to Be Alive.
Yeah.
Born to Be. My mum's 78. That's her favourite song. Can you believe it? And the second favourite song was Brian Ferry, Let's Stick Together.
Yeah. Roxy Music. Oh.
Exactly. See, this is why people are going back. ABBA. We made ABBA in Australia. We discovered ABBA first. And you know what I like? All the hard metal players that play hard metal, they won't tell you that they play ABBA. And Beatle fans won't tell you that they play the Monkees. You have to ask them. That's one thing I've learned.
Well, Gary Newman, I did say the other day, I heard an interview where he was saying how, you know, he grew up in like the Monkees too, and especially Davey was his favourite. So yeah, these things come out, you know, they do come out, and you think these heavy rockers, you know, that's all they like, but they don't, you know, obviously they like other music too. You can be very eclectic. I'm very eclectic with my music taste. I appreciate all music really, except trad jazz. But we won't go.
It's good to have a love of all music. I've got a love of so much music, especially the British invasion stuff. Like I was lucky. I interviewed Shel Tamley. Tell me, right? Shel Tell Me, right? And you know who he is? Do you know who he is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Should I?
I'll tell you. Yeah, you should. I'll give you a clue. Shel Tell Me, right? I have to pronounce it correct. He was the producer of these bands in the UK. He produced them in the UK. I'll tell you the names of the bands, and you tell me the songs. This is how important he is. The Kinks, The Who, The Easy Beats. My Generation, that song.
Yeah.
The Kinks, really? You Really Got Me. Yeah, you have a look at the songs that he produced. That's how big he is. The Easy Beats, Friday on My Mind in 1966. And I did the interview because I know how important the man is.
Wow. That's really, well, I've learned something today. And they're my favourite bands. I mean,
My Generation did that too. And the album My Generation.
So where is he based then, Plax?
No, he's in LA now, but he was living in the UK. And he produced all those hits. There's a massive list of hits of what he did. Did most of the Kink stuff. Well, see, I know after I've done the interview, people have said to me, wow, that's amazing.
Well, you see, this is it. So you're bringing all this information, and people say, oh, yeah, we like these groups. They don't know too much about the background details, you know, the writers, the producers, you know, whoever. So that's great. You're educating people. That's fantastic.
Well, I'm basically trying to find the most interesting people I can, because I can tell you, I'll go on the net, and if I find someone interesting, I'm not looking for the biggest celebrity. I've interviewed a lot of people that you'll be amazed. I got a guy that's made Lost in Space spaceship that actually is on a table and spins in air. There's nothing underneath the spaceship. It's done with magnets. It's one of a kind. I've never seen it. And this guy did the interview and explained it to me. It's the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. It's the future, what this guy's done.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, it's not always about the artist. It's about the people surrounding the artist too. People that make like the Monkey series happen. You know, all those guys that, you know, that they're all essential. You know, they're all relevant, and they're all like, you know, they're the interesting people, Plastic. And this is what I like about you. You get these really interesting people on your shows. You know, if they're connections with the Monkees or the Beatles, whoever. You find them, you bring them to our attention. And
well, I've been lucky enough. I'll say this. You know the TV show The Bugaloos?
Yes.
Right. That's done by the Marty and Croft.
Hmm.
They did HR Puff and stuff.
I know Jack Wild. Yeah, I know all that.
Let me tell you, in my career, I've interviewed 3 Bugaloos, 1 Banana Split. Right, I've got a list of what I've done. Right.
Oh my goodness, the banana splits, though. I mean, again, you know, all
Butch
because
Patrick, from Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster from the Munsters. Love the guy.
yeah, really, wow. Because these are all things that you watched, and that you remember, and you think, well, you know, I must find these people. Because they're interesting, because you know they're part of it. You know, it's not just the artists, the actors, whoever. It's the guys who made it happen.
They're part of pop culture. That's what it is. I'm into pop culture, especially 60s, and I'm into 70s, as I said. But
Yeah.
I'm a baby boomer. Even though I'm born, let's say, in 1958, I'm not meant to say my age because people can work out how old I am. Right? I'm a first generation fan. So what happens is I saw all the shows first. I saw Gilligan's Island first. I saw on the first run Gilligan's Island, Star Trek, Batman. I saw all those shows, first generation, first run. You just don't know how great it is to be in that generation. I can't describe the 60s. And to grow up with a monkey, right? That's exactly where I started with music. I could really understand music when I was 8, 9 years old. And they happened to be the band. Like, people grew up with Bay City Rollers. People grew up with Michael Jackson. Right? These are the ones that are your current band as you grow. I'll ask you, when you were growing up, who was your number one band or artist?
For me, well, when I was as an early teen, well, Cliff Richard was my favorite male artist, still is. And then it was because I was a young teen in the early 70s. It was David Cassidy, it was the Jackson 5, it was the Osmonds. You know, all the posters on my bedroom walls, and you know. But I could also appreciate the early days of Roxy Music. You know, I mean, obviously, I like the Beatles and the Kinks. I met Ray Davies when I was 14 at a showbiz football match with my dad. You know, what a thing. But yeah, I could appreciate already. I started out early with records and music from the 60s, because the late 60s and the Beatles, the singles that came out on the Parlophone labels. My mum bought me all the records. She even bought me a Beatles guitar, you know, a toy one, you know, with all their signatures on and their faces. Wish we'd kept it. It would have been, you know, really worth something. But I wouldn't have sold it anyway. Would have kept it. But you know, so I have my mum to thank, really, and she used to play people like Andy Williams and you know, Elvis. She loved Elvis. So I had a real flavor. I had a real taste for music from my early years. Like you.
But I got to tell you, I'm a big Cliff Richard fan. I love his movies.
On the show.
And one of my favourite songs is On the Beach. That's one of my favourite songs. On the beach.
Yeah.
Also, I like Congratulations for New Relations. That's a great song. Plus, I don't talk anymore. Like, I mean, I can go through it, but I can tell you, I'm a Cliff Richard fan. I love the guy. I reckon he's great.
We'll get him on the show then.
Let's hope. We can only hope. Oh, no, it's full of surprises. That's all I'm going to say. Look, I just want to say.
The world's your limit, Plastic. You know, it's all there for you. What can I say? I mean, you've made such an entrance with this sensation, this internet sensation with your interviews. Carry on, because you really are Plastic EP, and what can I say? I'm happy to know you.
Well, I'm happy to know you too, and also being a Monkeys fan. But let me say this: it's very important to know that I believe at this particular time, and I'll tell you now, 2021, and it was happening in 2020, but more so now, that history is actually rewriting itself right now. So I can tell you, like 1964. It's rewriting itself now. Everything's rewriting itself.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you why. You got generations of people, and unfortunately these people are dying, right? They're dying out. And they can't take all their memories with them. And it's very important that they get very important people on to tell their stories, right? Because once they've got, they can't tell the stories. So I always try, and I tell people when I've got them on the show, before I do the show, you got anything you want to say, or you want to thank your fans, or you want to say something, please say it. Because I know in 20 years' time, they'll be watching this, and new generations to come will say, who's this person? Oh, that's that person. I mean,
it is.
You know,
it's really important to record all this. It really is. I mean, it's like keeping doing your memoirs. I mean, I'm currently penning my memoirs because they're so sharp. I've done so much. It's been a very eventful life so far. So I have to write it all down for my daughters. Maybe a book out of it. Who knows? You know. But there is this thing that I'm getting. You know, I've for the last 2 years, Plastic. This sense of revival. It's not just it's the 80s. The 80s are very. There's so much. It's not just the fashions repeating themselves, bygone eras. The fashions are repeating themselves. There's nothing new out there. They're going back to 70s roots, 80s roots. You know, because they were fun times. People, the clothes are so much more glamorous. You know, and it's all there, and it's a full circle. That's what I believe. There's something in the air. It's been in the air for a while now. And it's you know, that's the thing, because of course we're going forward and we're progressing, but are we in some areas? Are we progressing? No, we're going back to the good times. We're bringing them back. We're bringing the good
We're bringing
times
them back. We're not waiting on people that are telling us doom and gloom. We're bringing back what is, and we want to make ourselves happy. And this is what I say. We've got to make ourselves happy. Whether you go on Plastic EP's disco party non-stop that's going 24 hours a day, go there. When you're feeling a bit down or something, go there. Go to YouTube, play something, watch a movie, watch the Beatles, watch Elvis, listen to this. There's so many things you do if you switch that TV off. I'm serious. When you go for a walk in the park.
Yeah, I know. This is simple pleasures and things that, you know, during this lockdown, a lot of people have been commenting how they're smelling the roses, literally. They are, you know, they're appreciating nature, they're appreciating their back gardens, you know, they're appreciating animals more. You know, if you have a pet, I mean, pets bring such joy, you know, and just everything that we maybe have taken for granted. People are now starting to think, well, wait a minute. You know, it's all around us. We've got the universe there. It's still a beautiful world. We've got buds on the trees now. You know, just absorb it, take it all in, and take it and be grateful. You know, and I mean, I have this thing that every day I wake up, I'm alive. You know, thank God I'm alive. I've got another day on this planet. What am I going to do?
Exactly. But I think the same, and I'll tell you something else too. I live a very simplistic life. I'm not over materialistic. I don't need 10 suits. I don't need 5 cars. I don't need in excess of anything. I just need simplicity. That's what it is. I want to wear the clothes that I wear. I want to drive one car. I want to just like enjoy my life. And like everybody, everyone's working to a budget. Doesn't matter who you are, right? And just enjoy your life, because it comes down to you. Trying to just make yourself happy. That's all it is. And you don't need a lot to make yourself happy, believe me.
So, Plastic, can I just ask you about your trademark glasses and your flashy shirt? I love that shirt. You wear it a lot.
Okay, this is my trademark shirt for the interviews, right? This is my interview shirt. I've got a white one, right?
Is it a lucky shirt?
But I don't wear it because the black goes with the glasses. And that's why it's great. And the great thing is, I got to tell you, a lot of people, I love saying this joke too. Because I'm Plastic EP and I get up 4 a.m. in the morning or 2 a.m., I may be asleep. But you can't see my eyes. So it won't matter. I can be asleep and I'll turn around and go, that's fantastic. Nobody knows. It's a great thing.
And your flashy gold jacket, I love that.
Yeah, well, that's iconic jacket. And as I said, it's a little bit tight now, but if you go to YouTube, and you look up the word lowercase plastic EP, you'll see all the videos I made, and most of them I'm wearing my gold jacket. So you go to YouTube, I've got a channel, one word, plastic EP of notes separated lowercase, PLASTICEP. And I'll tell you another thing. You can see 6 full movies that I've made and produced. Vicky's in it, Wally's in it, Monsters from Outer Space, I think that's one of them. Music History, that's another. Of us in Vegas going in limousines and doing a movie. We've done everything. We've done 6 movies. And
wow.
it's like we made our own movies. It's like Cliff Richard on that one, Summer Holiday. You know, it's like we jam-pack it with about 40 songs in it. Like that's the great thing. And you see film clips that you'll never see. Like this is the most amazing things. Clips in Greece, clips in America, clips in San Francisco.
Mm.
But
Wow.
it's 3 digital albums now at the moment. Go to Spotify. It's free to listen to it. If you're on iTunes, they're there. They're on every great musical platform. They're on the net. And when you've got nothing to do, check out our 3 new albums. Well, as I said, Candy Shop. That was the first one released at the start of the year. The second one, Do You Believe in Love? And the third one's just come out now, The Bubblegum Factory. And there's a song there called Let's Buy Some Bubblegum. And there's another bubblegum song there called Yummy Yummy. And I've got all these great songs that you can see the clips to too. As I said, if you go to the video channel, you'll be amazed. You know, I've got such a big body of work, and I'm being honest with you, Sabine. You got serious musicians, and I don't go around saying, hey, I've written 2,300 songs that are original, because I'll tell you something. First of all, they won't believe you. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
But it's actually true. That's the beautiful thing about it. Because I said when we started, like in 1978, we started practicing, and in 1981, we released our first song. Then we did a few vinyl, and then we went all digital. I released 13 albums in one go. That's digital albums. I was the first one to do that. When the EP started digitally, I released 13 albums in one go. I never stopped from there. And as I said, the reason I did that was I said, if we have a hit song, I don't want the pressure of what's going to be my next song. So when you got 2,300, you got a lot of choice. I like going on Facebook on purpose to my personal site, Daniel Sam. Right, I do this on purpose. So I'll send out 20 songs. I'll just pick out 20. But I know I could put hundreds on one after the other, but I don't want everyone to leave. So I just do it once in a while.
Oh, my goodness. Honestly, it's just pouring out of you, isn't it, Plastic? I mean, it's just so much.
Nearly, Sabine, it's nearly 100. My aim was to get to 100 digital albums, and I've done that in my lifetime. That was my aim from the start, to do 100 digital albums, and I've done it.
You must hold a record. I mean, literally.
Well, I don't know if the Guinness Book of Records is watching. But someone said to me, even for the interviews, they said that's probably Guinness Book of Record interviews in the shortest time.
I'm going to check it.
I don't know. I'm not big noting myself, but as I said, I've made that target to get another 20 interviews before the end of March, and I've done it within a year period. So that is my big aim now. But there's no pressure because the month hasn't started, so I'm pretty busy. So shouldn't be a problem for me.
What can I say, Plastic? There's nothing stopping you. Just carry on.
That's what I said. I'm on a super freeway. I actually think it's like a digital game. I'm inside a digital machine. I actually believe it. It's like when you see these cars going foof, like that on super freeway. That's how I feel. I'm in one of those cars in the game, like Tron.
Yeah. You're off on your own speed.
I'll be honest with you, Sabine. I'm miles and miles ahead of everybody. I'm not joking. Yeah. I feel like I'm on a different tangent with this the future.
You're supersonic.
Yeah, that's really this is what's going through my head. It's the only way I can explain it.
Wow.
But one thing I've got to say is, and this is what's really important, when you, like even writing songs, when you love what you do and you work at your craft and you work at it and you work at it and you work at it, and when things look like it's not going to work and you're still working at it, it's like chipping away at a wall. Eventually the wall opens. It's the same as being known. Since 1978, I have not stopped since 1978 to make it. And it's only in 2020 that I had that little window of opportunity, and I grabbed it. And not only did I open the door, I knocked the door down. I just, bam, I'm here. And I haven't stopped since. And it's been like one fantastic journey that I can't describe to you. This year now, coming up, what I've done within that year, I haven't even stopped to be able to fathom it. And the biggest enjoyment I get is I'll do an interview, as I said with Right Said Fred, for example, this week, or Susie. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll sit in my lounge room and I'll watch it on the big TV. And just watching that is the biggest enjoyment I get. Just watching my head full size. It's like, I can't believe it.
No, I mean, you must feel so chuffed. You know, what achievements you've made. I mean, I would feel the same. You know, I wish I'd thought of this.
Well, it's slowly catching up with me. That's the thing. It's not, I haven't come to the full realization. You know what I mean? I haven't. I've got something planned for the 400th show, right? And it's going to be pretty good because people like something that's different. And another thing I do is I don't like advertising the guests I'm going to interview. And I'll tell you why. I've noticed with technology, if I say, for example, an important person is coming on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock US time, something goes wrong, something wrong with technology, or something the guest can't come, I don't want that. I don't want people wasting their time waiting for something that may not happen or has a problem. Technology. I would rather not talk about it. Bang, it's in your face. Who's he interviewing today? Every interview is a surprise. It's like, you know, when you get those Kinder Surprises, those little chocolates you open up, you don't know what's in it. That's what I am. You don't know what's in it. You don't know who I'm going to interview, what's going to happen. And that's what makes it unique. I don't even know who I'm interviewing. That's the most amazing part. I don't. I'll tell you what, I know what I'm doing. See, you've got to understand something. I've come to the realization, someone told me you're a genius, right? And when I think about it, I realize how hard it was in my life to try and explain to people what I'm about. Like, I'll give you an example. I knew I'm Plastic EP. I've never given up as Plastic EP from 1978. I knew who Plastic EP is. But the world never knew who Plastic EP is. Now the world knows who Plastic EP is. I'm no overnight success in that respect because I've worked hard at it. And I've never given up since 78. Anybody else would have given up. I never gave up. My wife is blown away because she knows, but she couldn't understand what is it about me and where am I going and what is it I'm going to become and why do I know all this stuff and where is it I'm placed. And it was only until March, the pandemic, that the realization came, interviews. That's your bag. That's your scene. That's you. That's the real me. And you can't fake that. And as I said, you can't do 380 interviews unless you know what you're talking about. And the great thing is I know what I'm talking about. And that's what's even more amazing for me. Because my wife used to say to me, why do you know so much about the 60s? Why you live in the 60s? She couldn't understand why I had 10,000 collectibles, why I'm into the pop culture. I'm into the pop culture from a young age. And all I did is specialize on that. And all those skills was for this. And that's why.
Yeah, well, you know, this is what happens when you have a passion and that passion gets bigger and bigger and it's, you know, and it brings you such pleasure, such joy. And that impacts on other people. and this is that's what you're about. So there we have it.
Well, doing this interview with you, I just want to say it's fab. It's great. I've thoroughly enjoyed being interviewed by you, and it's such a pleasure, as I said, to talk to you. It's fantastic. I just want to wish everyone in the UK to keep your spirits up, whether in the US or the UK or wherever you are in the world, whether it be Greece, Europe, whatever. We're all human beings, and as I said, everyone needs to be happy, work together, and just make the world, as I said, a happier place. And it's 2021. Let's look towards the future.
Thank you so much, Plastic, for this opportunity, because it's a first for me, and I hope we can do this again.
Anytime you want, no problem.
When we reach that 400, let's do a follow-up. How about that?
Yep. I've got something planned for the 400, but as soon as that finishes, anytime, not a problem. I just want to say thank you again, Sabine. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Plastic, and looking forward to your next big one. So that'll be a surprise, I'm sure. And
Me too.
I just want to say to my Facebook friends and anybody who's tuned in, I really, really hope that you've enjoyed this. And please check into Plastic's other shows. Check him out. Just check out his music. Check out all about him.
It's all there, Plastic EP Live TV.
Yeah.
And then you go to Plastic EP. Plastic EP on its own, that Facebook page is where every interview I do goes out live. That's where most of the fans go, to the Plastic EP page. And after the interview's done, then it goes to Plastic EP Live TV. But just to tell you, if you want to find my personal page, and you'll like this, it's Daniel Sam. Daniel with a gap, S-A-M. And you can't miss it because it's got a Monkey 60s bubblegum wrapper. That's me. I knew you'd like that.
1, 2, 3, 4. At home, all alone, no one to turn to, no one to turn to. At home, please stay with me. Hello, no one here with me. No one to turn to, no one to turn to, no one to turn to now. And I say, hey now, ooh now, what you gonna do now? Hey now, ooh now, you're feeling blue now. Hey now, ooh now, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Without me, without me, without me, yeah. At home, want you by my side, hello, don't run and hide, come on and love me, come on and love me. And I'm all by myself in me, oh, and I'm all by myself in me, oh. Won't you here with me? Hello, won't you stay with me? No one to love me, no one to love me, no one to love me now. And I say, hey, nah, ooh, nah, what you gonna do? Nah, hey, now, ooh, now, you're feeling blue now. Hey, now, ooh, now, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You need me, you need me, you need me, yeah. All alone, no one to turn to, no one to turn to, no one to turn to now.
means more to you, and no other words are important to you. These words are made for me and you. Three special words. Three special words of I love you. Of I love you. Really do, really do.
Thank